fam! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about Cokoro House. It's been a while since we last talked Cokoro House, which is why I'm super duper excited to show you what we have in store. But before we proceed talaga, very formal, proceed to our TED Talk. Just kidding. But before we proceed, please make sure that you're already subscribed and you've clicked on that bell button so you're always notified whenever I have new videos like this one. Okay, so Yanni will be joining us in a few. He's just changing to a more proper shirt. Because, you know, we work from home and really we're usually dressed in our PJs. But anyway, today we are talking about the Cokoro House design. I am actually going to show you an entire Cokoro House design. Clickbait! It's not our actual design though. This is the first ever Cokoro House design. So it's not our final design. I would like to call this as the design that did not make it. But this is a design that won our hearts. So this was the render that they came up with when they weren't our architects yet. Like they were still pitching. We were very, very lucky that all the architects that we were talking to were more than willing and able to show us sample renders of what they feel we would love and what they feel that is our aesthetic. And these were all based on very general and like broad descriptions lang of like what we're looking for. The information that they got from us is basically super duper minimal because we really wanted to see like what they could do, and it was just in the initial stages. We were actually not expecting for any renders, but surprisingly everyone wanted to do renders. And this render is actually done in like a few days lang. They were just competitive. They were like, excuse me, are the other architects making renders? And we're like, yes. And they said, well, that is not fair game. We will also make a render. So they made a render and we were blown away, especially me, considering that we didn't give them much information and still they got our aesthetic so well. But without further ado, I would like to call on my special guest, Yanni Cokoro, to help me discuss our Cokoro House design. Woohoo! He's not ready yet.
I'm still doing stuff.
Sorry, he's not ready yet. I'm stalled enough, but it's not yet. We shall wait. We will come back after this short commercial.
I am here.
Our special guest is here. He has arrived. How was the traffic, sir?
It was pretty bad. It's a Friday traffic, so
Okay.
what can you expect?
Okay, so we are going to show them our Cokoro House design.
Where are we now?
We are about to start, sir.
Yeah, so basically we met up. We were just asking basic questions like they usually want to understand the client. So what is the family situation? What is the future plans?
Happy.
Yeah, okay.
Intact.
I think different information. And maybe the intact is happy and intact also affects how the layout is done. Anyways, so very minimal information.
But we did give them the lot size. How
we gave the lot
looks.
size. You shared the Pinterest board where we had some pins of the things what we like.
We had some pins.
I had a few pins there of saunas, I think.
Yeah, and then from there, they went on and did their magic. So, we are going to show you now the exterior view. So, this is the first thing that you see from the render. I was immediately blown away because it was so similar from all the pins that I've been doing. Mind you, they didn't have my Pinterest, like, saved. Yanni just literally just browsed through it and showed them. It was just that one meeting and he just showed them, that's it. So they actually have their own Pinterest board for us. They made their own Pinterest. And when they opened this Pinterest board to us, I was so surprised because Felipe's pins were so similar with my pins.
Yes.
So I really love this because it's super minimalist and it's so clean. If you see my Pinterest board, which I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna open to you guys, but all the exteriors that I was pinning were super duper clean and all really simple lines and very modern. And I remember I was just very adamant that when I was telling Yanni that this time I wanted to be very light. Because old Cokoro House, like our first ever Cokoro House, was like I was in a dark phase. And now I really wanted something light and like very white. And I really wanted something natural as well. So I wanted wood elements. And Yanni really loved wood elements as well. I think my love for wood actually came from him because he's like Finnish architecture and Finnish design is very much wood-based. Wood. There's a lot of wood.
There's a lot of wood and there's a lot of white. So like Scandinavian design. We were very much aligned that we want white and we want wood.
Yeah, and I really love this because it's so simple, but then you see there's different dimensions. It's not like a one-dimension thing. Like they played around with these different depths. So then it doesn't make it look boring even though it's just white and wood. And so yeah, it's basically a 2-floor house with basement. And they showed us their exterior references, which is very much in line. I think
that's actually my pin.
I think that's my pin.
It's not, it's my pin.
This is my pin. This one right here is my pin. So then we get to the foyer, and we loved how they split the rooms. Like, it wasn't the usual foyer, because you know how the foyers here in the Philippines work. It's basically like just straight on, like foyer, and then you go to the living room, dining room. Like, it's never really like a split where you decide if you go left or right.
Also, you want that. You want choices.
I just like the division that they did there, and I really love where it goes like straight to the pool. Like, you see the pool right away.
I love the entrance that it opens up. So basically, it's not good feng shui. But for me, I don't need good feng shui. For me, that's perfect. Like, you come in and it all opens up instead of facing a wall.
I agree with Yoni, but yeah, with feng shui kasi you can't go from main door to an exit, because then it's like the luck goes in and out. It doesn't stay within the house. So that is also why our current foyer is still very much like this, but there are a little bit of tweaks there to satisfy the feng shui masters.
Yeah, and what I liked about the original was that it's a double height entrance. Even though there is a walkway on the top, it's still full glass, so a lot of light.
We really wanted this. We really tried to work with this, and we really wanted to retain this, but
There is no space for that.
it had to go. But it was so nice.
Yeah,
super duper nice. And so there, so you see like a little bench over there. Like, it's just very simple. The interiors are very simple. This is not the final interior. It's a very quick thing. It's really more of like getting a feel of a studio's aesthetic and how they laid out the different rooms and stuff. And then they showed us their reference as well. And then this, the living room. I think this was like the showcase area for us, which really like, we were like, wow, this is so different from the usual designs that we see.
What I like about it is that it's really open design, because a lot of what we saw in the pictures were a bit like
I think we were very clear. We were very clear naman with all the architects that we wanted an open layout.
We like outdoors, we want open layout.
We wanted indoor outdoor. We
Yeah.
wanted the rooms also here to not have a lot of divisions. We wanted it to be a very open layout. So that was very clear. But the way that they did the open layout was so different from what we usually see.
Yeah.
And it was just, the design is really just so different. So basically, you come from this area and then you go down the living room. So you see, you actually come from a higher point and you see everything. I remember Yoni really liked the eye line once you go in, that you see everything. And because they tried to make the most of the height, Yoni was saying that it doesn't actually look bad na even though it's not high ceiling, it doesn't feel like it's small because they actually went down to give you more height in the living room. I remember you really liked that. And yeah, we love the idea of like the living room sees straight to the kitchen.
Yeah, and then in this one on the left, you see the office space. So that I really liked as well. So you're working, but you see everyone. Like how we want the house to be is, again, we've said it many times, but once again, we want everyone to stay downstairs in the living room, in the dining room area, not in the rooms so much. So then this was so nice that we can actually work.
Yeah.
And there was, I think it was an office and workout area combined.
Yeah.
And so you can work out, you can work, and then you see everyone.
So here's
Okay.
the render for the office area. So you'd see this is the office area and there's a couch area. So that was like, they were playing around with the idea that, okay, this could be your home office and gym area. It was really, really cool how they did this part. But eventually we had to scrap this because do we really need such a big office? Like, we don't need it. We could use the space for something else. So,
Yeah.
But again, we loved it. I mean, look at the view from the home office straight down. Like, you'd see the living room into the kitchen and the pool. I just remember my comment here was that I didn't like how they had to put like the
Divider.
divider. It's not a divider, but it's just like that
was because
wooden
of the
design
pillars.
element.
That was because of the pillars, I think. So there have to be pillars in the middle, so they just framed it inside the
Which is
frame.
pretty cool. I think I understand the design that they were going for, but for me, I have my own traumas from my childhood home. I don't like it when there's a lot of like built-in looking stuff. So I understand that this was a pillar and it's not really a built-in entertainment system or anything. But to me, when I look at it, I find it bulky, even though it's just this thin frame. I don't like it because in my head, I feel like there's a built-in entertainment console there, which I hate. I hate anything that's like built-in, like a giant thing. I like things looking like they're free-flowing. I just feel like it's so like stiff when there are things like
It's
that.
a column.
Yeah, it is a column, but that's that. So anyway, so that is also why there's no such thing in our current house. So yeah, very, very cool. So don't mind the furniture or anything. Again, this is just their initial render. But they knew that we liked a lot of glass. So there is also a lot of glass. As you can notice, there's also more glass here. Because
Which
you know,
makes it a bit of an aquarium.
which also makes the budget crazy. So in an ideal world, this is possible. But if you've got a budget you need to stick to, this is just crazy expensive with all the glass.
It wouldn't have worked anyways. There is another house on the other glass side, so of course you don't want there to be glass. It's pretty useless.
But yeah, super duper nice that you see the pool all the way from the dining to the kitchen. And they show the references again. These were the same actual pins of mine. Like these were all like pins that I also did on my Pinterest board. Like this and this. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Like they went inside. And this as well was also on my Pinterest board. And then the outdoor pool deck. We loved this sunken sitting area. We really, really loved it. I really wanted it to be in the final design, but it's not there.
It's not there.
The final pool deck area is smaller than this, I think, right?
In this one, they didn't study the elevations yet, elevations of the lot. So it was just, they
In a
knew that
dream
it's a bit
world.
sloping, but they had no idea how much it slopes and so forth. So then it just didn't work in the end when we were actually changing.
Yeah. But look at it. Look at how beautiful. My gosh. Look at that sunken thing. So nice. But again, so different from our current design. You can really see from this angle how everything is super sharp. Like everything is super sharp, and it's the complete opposite of like what Cokoro House is now, where it's all just curves. And they went crazy with the curves, I tell you. Felipe was telling us that he had to stop himself because he was making everything curvy. Like,
It started looking like a temple.
yeah. Because we said, no, go for it. Go for the curves and everything. And he said that he had to stop himself because everything was like in curves. These references were also all part of my pins. Crazy. We have the bedroom and bathroom for the guests. So this is the guest room downstairs, which is still where the guest room is, I think. And so yeah, very minimalist. It's still got the best view even in this render. In the true Cokoro House render, the guest room also has the best view in the house. So they're super clean. Almost the same layout, I would say. And stairs going upstairs. And I remember there was a design feature here that we really loved. Or was it not here yet?
Which one? I like the outdoor, like the roof deck.
Oh yes, so yeah, it was very ambitious. But then my walk-in closet came, so it got scrapped. So let's go and look at bedroom and bathroom 2 first. So this is one of the bedrooms. And I think all the bedrooms had a sizable balcony. Which now, in real life, we don't have that anymore.
But it's okay.
But it's fine. So the master's bedroom and bathroom is very, very different because the master's actually has a small walk-in closet, which we had to correct right away. Just kidding. But look at the bathroom. It's so nice. That's something that I really wanted, a bathtub that has a nice view. I think they gave us a really big balcony, no Hobbs?
It's a roof deck, basically. In the original design or the render, it was the whole living dining room area was a roof deck.
Yeah. So it was really nice. Yoni really wanted that. Like he really wanted it to stay, but we needed more
I still think
space.
the best view would have been from that roof deck, but now it's just from Camille's walk-in.
Which wasn't my fault whatsoever. I really didn't know this. They were the ones who was planning this, and then they just told me that, hey, you have the best view in the house. It's your closet. But I didn't know this. It was them who fixed it. And you know what they say, if there's a will, there's a way. It was God's will.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest room in the house anyway, so deserves the best view as well, I guess.
And then they showed the basement area, right? They really wanted this idea for the basement, I remember. Like it was
Like
more of like
open.
an open basement, and it like you could see all the way through, like this light
It's a
from
lot of light and it's well ventilated, nice space.
Yeah, we really loved that idea as well. But again, we needed the space, so we had to close it off.
Yeah, we had a sizable basement originally, but then the budget came into the picture. Offensive quotations came in, hurt us.
So yeah. So yeah, that is the first ever Cokoro House design. The design that did not make it, but won our hearts. Definitely after we talked to them extensively and told them all the details and all the things that we needed. And then they came up with the Cokoro House design that we loved.
Super.
Like they
from
really understand
from the
our
first one,
aesthetic.
like it was already like
First pitch was already like the only reason why we had to change the designs of the Cokoro House design that they made especially for us. So it's not this one, the real design that they made for us is because of like some issues with like
your walk-in.
the measurements.
So basically, the way it was redesigned completely, the upstairs was her walk-in because they came
Bye
up
everyone,
with
thank you so much for watching.
they came up with the
That's it
design
for
which had a
today's-
sizable walk-in closet, and then Cam saw it and she was like, no. Felipe, this walk-in is subpar. it's gonna fit half of my stuff. So Camille sent all the details, like, okay, this is the measurements for my shoe cabinet, this is the measurement for shawl.
Because I'm
like
a
the
decisive
maxi
client.
jacket.
I know what will and will not work. So that is why they had to make sure that the walk-in closet was going to fit all my stuff.
So they started redesigning the upstairs from her shoe closet.
Yeah, so that's
And
why we
build it
had to
around.
change the layouts of the second floor. But anyway, it's all good now. We love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let us know what is your favorite about this Cokoro house design, the OG Cokoro house design. And leave us a comments below, give us a thumbs up, and see you on the next vlog. Bye, Cat
Bye-bye.
Fam! Universe, Cinetics, Cokoro Fam!